Why is marriage becoming obsolete? This conversation with this 21st century, of course, is very interesting to have it. Marriage is becoming obsolete because this generation is smarter than, the previous generation. They have realized that you don't need to be married in order for you to show your love, okay? You don't need to be attached to a contract in order for you to show your love, okay? What does marriage have to do with contract? Marriage contract is the reason why marriage is becoming obsolete because we know the rate of divorces in this country and Western or African countries. We know the rate of divorces. Divorce is high. That's how come this smart generation has realized that marriage is not as glorifying and satisfying as they make it seem, because the statistics are showing otherwise. The statistics are stating that marriage doesn't last these days. People are divorcing left and right. It's expensive to get married, especially I mean, marriage expenses are a big deal in the Western countries, okay, even in Africa, okay, in the world. Let's say it. In order for you to marry a woman in some African countries like Sudan, you need to bring a lot of cows, and in some West African countries, you need to spend a lot of money. Okay, marriage everywhere is an expensive undertaking, and this new generation has realized that I don't need to go this route for me to prove my love to my partner. Marriage can also hinder relationship, because once the contract has been signed, which is the marital contract or marital license, the behavior of one of the partner may change. It may change for the worse, because guess what, buddy, where are you going? You are in this contract with me. If you leave, guess what? I'm going to take the everything. When I said everything, I mean everything you can think of, okay? I'll take half. How about that? I take half of your wealth, and you're screwed. You need to start over again. So the new generation has seen a lot of downfall of marriage, and the how you call it, the very challenging divorce procedures, whereby it's a headache, and the outcome are not favorable at all. So they rather have a mutual relationship where they respect each other, term, and live together, girlfriend and boyfriend forever, and we don't need to be tied down by a contract. And I don't know, statistic hasn't proven that those unions are successful than marriage in terms of benefit, but I don't need statistic to tell me, because every statistic is not. Sometimes don't believe all the statistics. You need to use common sense. What does common sense tells you about marriage? What do you see around you? Sometimes what societal what you see in your society should define your belief or affect your belief system than what statistics are telling you. Every statistic is not right, nor is every statistic wrong. Okay, when I say don't believe the statistic, I'm not saying you should discard those statistics. You need to take them seriously. Do not just believe statistics that are favorable or that agrees with you. Also, you need to be open-minded. Go towards statistics that you don't agree with. Okay, so there isn't enough research in this department that say that those two unions without marriage is more beneficial mentally, physically, and financially than the union with the contract. Okay, so I cannot comment on that. But what I can comment on is my common sense. My common sense is telling me the reason why marriage may be going extinct or obsolete is because of these factors. The divorce rate is high, and the people in marriages are not as happy looking at them, especially when they're going through divorce. The worst thing you ever want to see is seeing someone who's going through a divorce. They look miserable, they're not themselves, and looking at them, you don't want to go through that. So what does common sense tells you? I mean, that's all I'm asking. What do you think your common sense is telling you? So with this generation, what is the common sense telling them? Marriage is a hard thing. Marriage is super hard. Marriage, because guess what? The honeymoon phases of every marriages or relationship is going to fade. Okay, it's not only marriages of relationship. Once the honeymoon fades, you need to have a heart of gold in order for you to stay in that relationship. because when the highs are gone, the lows are there to stay. You need to know how to navigate around these lows. Okay, you should only be in a relationship or in a marriage when it's high honeymoon phase. Oh my God, you talk over the phone for hours, everything is roses, you understand. And then what happens when things go south? Do you have the heart to stay? So therefore, marriage is not as convenient or as glorifying or as satisfying as it may used to. We live in the capitalist society whereby things are very expensive these days. Groceries are, off the rack these days, okay? Everything is super expensive. Okay, living expenses is high, the rents. Come on, people are complaining about money. The rents are so high. So are you sure marriage is the right way to go when everything's super expensive? And when you marry, you may lose, man or woman, by the way. I'm not going by gender, but you may lose because there are men taking alimony these days, okay? You need to ask Halle Berry how her men are taking alimony from her. Or you need to ask Mary J. Blige how someone is taking alimony spousal support from her. So when it comes to marriages, both party, the person with the most money is definitely risking it because it is a contract. So is it necessary? What is the relationship of marriage and love? You need to tell me. But in one of my other videos, I will tell you guys why marriage protects women than men and who is the biggest loser in marriage. That I will be focusing on gender roles. Okay, but this one is why is marriage becoming extinct or obsolete? Think about it. Don't go by what everyone agrees with. Follow your heart. Why do you think it's becoming obsolete? Why do you think you decided not to get married? Is it stem from childhood trauma, how your mom treated your father, or how your father treated your mom? Because there are a multitude of reasons why one person doesn't view marriage as you. Okay? And they are entitled to their right. They just need to find the right partner that agrees with them. It doesn't have to be you. Your opinion about marriage, who cares? That's your opinion. Okay, if you grew up in a household where everything was sweet and roses, good for you. We're talking about the exceptions. And when someone said they don't want to get married, don't view them as weirdos. They have their own standings as why they don't want to get married. All right? Well, take care.